Alright YouTube, so we have an interesting bit of information for Fallout 76, and of course you know what it is by the title, and it's that we are able to have multiple characters. This is actually something that I wasn't even thinking about if we'd be stuck with one character, because if you go back to, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4, you only have one character. You can create a separate save file and start a brand new game and play your character differently, but then you gotta manage those save files, don't accidentally save over them, whatever the case. But with Fallout 76, it looks like we won't have to worry about that. So this information comes from the Fallout Twitter. They've been tweeting out like 30-second videos ever since E3, just talking about different things from Fallout 76, and somebody actually replied to one of these tweets with, "But are we restricted to only one character?" To which the Fallout Twitter replies, "Nope, you can have multiple characters." Super in-depth research over here, guys, I know, but this is one of the things that kind of just flies under the radar that people didn't really... This isn't something they publicly ever said, similar to how, the Xbox One is getting the beta first, but you had to, dig through, the Bethesda.net and go to, the Fallout 76 FAQ to even learn that information. Now, this is good for a few reasons. Obviously, one of them is what I said before, where you don't have to have, multiple save files. You can just have multiple characters on the same account or whatever, your same gamer tag. It's also really good for role-playing. This is something that you would do with the regular Fallout games, Fallout 3, New Vegas, and 4, where you would have multiple save files because you want to do a different run-through, different perks, different level, use different weapons and stuff like that. Now, everything about this information is a positive. This is a very good thing. But it's also kind of weird because you can change your perks at any point in time. We don't know exactly how that works yet. We don't know if you can just, go into the pause menu and just swap out your perks anytime you want to, or maybe you got to go somewhere on the map to switch out your perks, or maybe you have to wait till you level up and then you can switch out your perks. But there's a limited amount. We know that much, and it told us that we can change them out if we don't like them. So, with that being the case, that kind of depletes the usefulness of role-playing, because it's like, I do all my perks in guns or something, in combat. I mean, my dude really good at fighting, but then it's like, I kind of want to, be a medic type of player for whatever reason. I can change all my perks to do that. I can change all my perks to make my healing really, really good or whatever. So it's like, you don't really ever need a second profile for that. It was one of my major complaints with Fallout 4, for example, because they got rid of the level cap. You could level up as much as you want in Fallout 4. You didn't really ever have to do a second playthrough except for story reasons, because you could have every perk in the game. You didn't need to start a new game to be a stealth player. Just level up some more, get some more perk points, and unlock those perks that you want so you can be a stealthy player. Don't get me wrong, I'm in no way trying to be negative on this information. Again, it's only a positive thing, but it just, with the ability to switch out your perks whenever you want to, it kind of defeats the purpose of having multiple characters, at least in my opinion. For those of you who haven't played ESO, you can also have multiple characters on that game, but it actually promotes, making multiple characters, because you get to choose your race, which will affect your stats a bit and some skills that you can learn as you level up, and then you get to choose what kind of a class you want to be. You could be like a sorcerer, a Nightblade, or a Warden, and they have completely different skill trees and things like that too for whenever you level up. So if you want to try out the different, kinds of characters, you have to start a new game. For Fallout 76, it all comes down to, at the beginning of the game, if there's anything you pick that is permanent besides what your character looks like. Is there any, passive traits or something like that? Or maybe some, kind of low-end perks that you can choose at the beginning of the game that are permanent, that you can never change. That way you're kind of different from other players, and you don't have the choice to ever go back. And it has to be something that would promote you to make a second character, because for me personally, right now, with what we know about this game, I don't see me ever making a second character, because I can just change my perks whenever I want to. Anyways, my dudes, another kind of quicker news update for Fallout 76, but I thought it's something that people would be interested in knowing. Let me know your thoughts below on us being able to have multiple characters. Do you see yourself even creating a second character? Are you kind of with me on this, where it's it seems kind of pointless to ever make another character? All your thoughts, leave them below. And if you went on to enjoy the video, my dudes, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Turn on notifications. Follow me on Twitter at @TheDashingDavid. Links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while. Quit